everybody. Welcome to episode 56 of the Loch Briar Knits podcast. It is Father's Day, June 17th, 2019. I just went back in time. It is a cloudy Sunday morning, maybe afternoon now, because this is the second time I'm recording this, because we'll get to why in a second. I just stopped what I was doing because it was such a mess, and I just deleted everything and so we're starting over because that's how my morning's going. So welcome to all of the new and returning viewers. All the new viewers, thank you so much for checking us out. We hope you'll stick around and come back for many more. And to all of the returning viewers, thanks so much for checking us out again. You guys are awesome. I noticed this morning we hit 400 subscribers, so that's awesome. So if you want to subscribe, if you're not already, you can click one of these sides here, the little subscribe doohickey, and then you can click the bell to get notified of when new episodes come up. So thanks everybody for showing up, and let's get rocking and rolling. So we're going to jump right into whips, and we're going to jump into why I had to totally start over because this threw me for a loop. All right, so we're starting with the granito sweater. So if you've been watching past episodes, you know I had a complete debacle with the JC cardigan by Isabel Kramer. I could not get past the yoke. Every time I tried, I made a mistake. I had to rip it all out. I think I ripped it out like 3 or 4 times, and then finally gave up, put it in a timeout, and picked up the granito sweater because it looked kind of simple and easy. And it was simple and easy until I started podcasting the first time and realized I totally messed it up. That's right. And you want to know where I messed it up? I messed it up in the top part. Yes, I did. And so I don't know what my problem is with sweaters lately, but I think I need some sort of remedial thing. So as you'll see on the back, because you knit the back first, and you can see these little like slip stitch detailing that goes down the back, and there's one on each side, and you also have that on the front. So as I was recording this the first time, I was talking along, and then I realized, if you'll notice, the one on this side is here, and the one on this side is way over here. What the hell? So I don't know what I did. This is the correct spot if I'm looking at the picture and kind of reading that correctly. This is not. So I'm literally going to have to rip out all of the work I did yesterday on this, and I'm going to have to start all over again. And I cannot tell you how epically PO'd I am over that. So much so that I kept going back saying, I can't believe I did that. What was I doing? Ugh. So yeah, so hence we had to re-record the podcast. So I'm actually not going to say anything more about this stupid sweater. Actually, it's not a stupid sweater. It was my error. It was completely knitter error. And I mean, I kind of get what I did. I clearly was counting the stitches before I put this in going the wrong way. I'm not exactly sure how I did that, but I did. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna have to redo that whole thing, and that really kind of, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it at all. So this is being knit out of Knit Picks in their Garnet Heather colorway, which is this kind of lovely heathery purple color, which I really like. And it's, you know, I really like knitting with it. It's a nice soft yarn. I'm just not happy about having to knit that one section all over again. I was so happy I'd reached the part that I did this morning. I thought I'm at the part now where I just have to go back and forth for 6 inches, and nope. So that's all we're going to say about that. So I do have a finished object. I finished my sister's socks in the Shut the Barn Door colorway, which is one of my Loch Briar Knits hand-dyed yarn colorways. I love this. This is probably one of my most favorite colorways. And these are just pretty much straight up vanilla sock. Eye partridge heel, just kind of a 2x2 rib on the cuff, which is maybe like an inch there, maybe inch and a half, inch, about an inch long. That's how I figure out an inch. It's my measuring. So those are completed. I'll give those to her today because we're going up to my parents' place for a barbecue with the whole family for Father's Day. So I will hand those off to her today. The other thing is that I've been working on is the sock, and you'll notice there's sort of like a purple burgundy sort of color going on in my whips. So this is a self-striping yarn I got from one of my fiber share partners. I think it was my first fiber share partner. I have lost the ball band. I have no idea whose yarn it is, and I didn't know it was going to be striping yarn because something's telling me the yarn might have been German. So what with my lack of German, I probably didn't realize it was self-striping if it said that on the ball band. But I love it. I love it. And I can't wait to get these off the needles. This is the first sock. I've got about, I have small feet, so I probably just have about that much more to knit, and then shape for the toe, which I usually go to about, on my foot 12 to 14 stitches on each needle left, and then I just Kitchener the toe. So these are being housed in my little yarn bag that, oh my god, English, that I can just loop on my arm and carry if I were wanting to walk around knitting, which I'm not. I don't walk and knit. Bad things would happen. I'd run into walls. I'm not one of these people that can kind of knit and not look at what I'm doing. I don't trust myself. I've had too many dropped stitches in my lifetime to know that that's not a thing I can pull off. So that is that. There's really not much to say about that. It's just, again, a straight up vanilla sock. I do love the colors in it though. Like you kind of see the like speckling. You can kind of see like the speckling and the dark purple. It looks great. Love it. I want them on my feet. So that is that. We're just kind of powering along now, aren't we? Because I'm doing this twice. So this is going to be a short episode. I'll warn you now. There's really not a lot going on the last couple of weeks because I haven't had a lot of knitting time. And I don't even want to talk about the sweater right now. So, because then I'm just going to get really angry and start cursing. And nobody needs to hear that. So this is my cast on this week. This is the Courage shawl that was just released by Very Shannon, who is Shannon Cook. And this is beautiful. It's done with mosaic knitting, which I hadn't done before and I really wanted to try. This will kind of give you a sense of what it looks like. But if you go here, I've got it in black and white, so it doesn't show up as well. But you can kind of see all the detailing and everything. One thing I did realize after I started knitting it, set that there, is that the speckled yarn that I chose doesn't pop very well against the gray. So that's not a big deal. Part of my wanting to do this, aside from the fact that it's a beautiful shawl, is I really wanted to try mosaic knitting. So I'm not super fussed that it doesn't pop as much as I was hoping it would, because quite frankly, I can make another one if I want. I really enjoy this knit, and I may do that, because I really loved the color scheme that she had in her picture, which was kind of like a rustic orange, and the natural color, and then the darker color looked almost like maybe a dark brown or a black. And the colors were beautiful. I actually printed off the color version of the front page over there, and then now I'm all boxed in, so I can't get to it, but definitely check out the pattern. It's really enjoyable. I had to do a provisional cast on, which I don't crochet, and I don't crochet because I'm really bad at it. And so the provisional cast on was proving a bit challenging, but once I got that done, we were fine. So yeah, I just, the yarns that I'm using are Barocco Ultra Alpaca for the kind of claret burgundy color. You can kind of see it's got these like pops of purple against the claret. I can't really tell if that's purple or, this is kind of blowing out a little bit. It's actually darker than what it's showing on screen there, but it's got these little kind of pops of either dark purple or blue. It's hard to tell. And then the gray, and then so these are Barocco Ultra Alpaca, Super Alpaca, something Alpaca, Ultra Alpaca. So it's 50% superfine alpaca and 50% Peruvian wool. So that's that. And then this one that I'm using for the speckled yarn is, oh, there it is, from Noro Yarns, and it is in really small print. So this was 70% wool, 15% alpaca, and 15% silk. So you can kind of see, I'm going to hold this up. So you can sort of see like this here. It's got like some thick pieces like this, and then just sort of regular, you know, regular yarn, you know, like that. I don't know if that was the best way to show it. It probably wasn't. But it's got like, I thought there would be maybe a few more pops of colors to make it stand out a little more. And as I get going through the yarn, there may be. But yeah, in retrospect, the contrast really isn't there very well. So I was kind of hoping it would pop a bit more, but it's not really, but that's okay. What else? So that's that. And I have to say, like when I first started the mosaic knitting, you can kind of see here, this was the first attempt at it, and the loops are a little loose. I wasn't pulling my tension tight enough, and then as I got down to the next section, I was getting a little better at it, and now it's pretty neat. But it's I mean, if you haven't tried mosaic knitting, it is so easy. And let's see here. That kind of gives you an idea of how it looks. So again, this one doesn't show up as much, but I'm okay with that. That's all right. No biggie. I may make myself another one with the color schemes that she used and just kind of dye the yarn myself, maybe. That being said, I don't think I have any worsted weight yarn for bare yarn, so I'll have to get some of that. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. It's knitting up really fast because it's the worsted weight, and the funky speckled yarn is really different to work with, but I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's soft. I think this is it's a little kind of rough, woolly feel to it right now, but I think once it's blocked and soaked and blocked, that it'll soften up a little bit. So we'll see. If not, it's going to be over, I'm going to like over stuff. It's not going to be right up against my skin, so I'm not too worried about it. I do have, I'm very sensitive to any kind of scratchy wool. It makes me break out into hives and get really itchy. So I don't usually put it against my skin, but if I have like a shirt or something on underneath, it's fine. So that, oops. Da-da-da. There. So that is it. Actually, I should probably put the pattern in here. So that's all of the works in progress I have, and just the one finished object. I feel like I'm fighting off a little bit of a cold. My throat's kind of scratchy and a little sore. And I've been popping Cold FX to try to build up my immune system and fight it off. And it's not getting any worse, but it's just kind of lingering there. And it's really annoying. So the other thing that's in the queue that I want to probably start working on in the next month is I'm doing 3 of the A Shield Against Grief for some friends of mine who have lost people recently. So the yarns I'm using are, one shawl is going to be Juniper Moon, and this is their Harriet base, I believe. Not the Harriet Fine, just the Harriet. And this is Andromeda is the colorway. And this is like so super soft. The other yarn is Illimani Sabri 2. So this is 85% organic cotton and 15% baby alpaca. And so you can kind of see it's got this sort of chainmail look to it, which I think will be really interesting to knit with. And then the other one is Shanty by Sugarbush in this like fun kind of purpley color, again with the purple. I don't know what it is with me and purple lately. And this is, I don't think this one has an actual color name. I think it just has, yeah, it just has a number. Oh no, sorry. Twilight is the name. And this is 75% superwash 75% superwash merino and 25% linen. So they're all, each base is a little different, and the construction of the yarn is a little different. And so I'm looking forward. That'll kind of, because I'm doing 3 of them, help sort of make it feel monotonous doing 3 over and over again. So I'm hoping to start those. I'd like to have them ready for the fall, late fall. So I'll probably start those maybe next month. They're worsted weight, so I think they'll knit up fairly quickly. Maybe once I finish the curd shawl, I'll jump in and start doing those. So that is it. I did actually put a little love into my scrappy blanket, or what's going to be a scrappy blanket / maybe shawl. I don't know. But this is literally just grabbing a ball, leftover ball, and adding it. There's no rhyme or reason to the color scheme, as you can see, but it's literally going to, how many times can I say literally? It's actually just going to be like maybe on the back of my chair here or something. Like it's not really going to be, you know, it doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to match. It's a scrappy blanket. So that's pretty much everything I've been working on. And work has just been so busy. It hasn't slowed down yet. And I'm really brain fried, which may explain the sweater. We'll go with that. So, yeah, I still can't believe I did that. So, but that is literally, come up with a new word, Kelly. That is all I've been working on. So, there's really not a whole lot else to talk about knitting wise. Yeah, yeah, so the only other things in the queue, there's some socks that I want to finish up that I have like one sock of, or one sock started, and those shawls that I want to get started on. And that's really the only things I have in the queue right now that I've got an actual like plan for. So what else is there? I did a little bit of yarn dyeing last weekend. I did a new colorway that I was just kind of testing out, but I'm definitely going to be making more of this because I really love how it turned out. So this is, if I can get my... This is Turbulence, which isn't showing up very well there, the way I'm holding it. So it's this great kind of navy blue, which looks a little blown out here, and then it's combined with some fluorescent pinks and purples and oranges, which actually doesn't really look, sorry, not orange, red. So this is going to be called Turbulence, and that'll be going in the shop. I have 3 skeins of that right now because I was just doing a tester batch, but there will be more coming. So these will be in the shop next weekend, I believe. Should be, I'll do a little mini update. So those will be, Turbulence will be in the shop next weekend. And the other update I did was I restocked the stained glass colorway. So this is stained glass, and that's going to be on all my main bases, which is the Gush, which is the MCN, the BFL, and my glasses on. I hope I'm grabbing the right one here. This feels BFL. The BFL 80/20, and then the classic sock 75/25. And that's the stained glass colorway, which this is probably one of my favorites. I say as I cover my mouth and you can't hear me. So those ones will probably be in the shop next week, both those colorways. And I think that is it. Oh my god, people, it is such a short episode. I had plans on talking about the sweater, but there's really... I don't want to talk about the sweater right now. I want to burn the sweater. I'm not going to burn the sweater. I'm going to take it out and redo it. I did try to figure out if there's a way I could kind of fudge it, but I really don't think there is. It's just, it's too noticeable. Anyway... I'd actually planned on like carving out some time to just knit, because it was just at the point where it was just straight knitting and purling just for 6 inches, and that's what I was going to do today, and now I'm not. Anyway, so that is about everything that's going on knitting wise. Life stuff. We're still trying to adjust to not having a dog in the house, which is just weird. The house is too empty. I don't like it. We actually contacted the Cedars breeder to see if they had some puppies coming up, and she was breeding a couple of her females as we speak. I'm not sure how they do that. Like, do they just put the dogs in a room? I don't know, make them a candlelight helping at beef jerky, set the mood. I don't know. Anyway, 2 of her females are being bred now, I guess. So they'll have a couple of litters coming up, and we get first picks. So we have something to look forward to. If everything goes kind of as planned, it will probably be late October maybe when we bring the pups home, which timing wise is pretty good because that'll allow us to get our trip to Dublin in, and then when we come home we'll be back in puppydom again. So that's good. I mean, it doesn't make you miss your dog less. Like, Cedar was just such a personality, but it does give you something to look forward to. And we really love having a dog in the house. So not having a dog in the house is just, it's just weird. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. So it gives us time to kind of grieve Cedar, but also gives us something happy on the horizon. So that is pretty much it. I did finish Kate Morton's The Clockmaker's Daughter, which was fantastic. It was a great book. I highly recommend it. Finished watching Chernobyl, and I think we're going to start watching Big Little Lies, kind of the sequel. I don't know what they're calling this. Is it just calling it the sequel? Part 2? Season 2? I don't know. Anyway, we're PVRing that right now, so we haven't watched the first episode. We'll probably watch that tonight if we have time. And yeah, I think that's kind of, we're watching the last season, or the most current season, I guess, of Brooklyn Nine-Nine that's on Netflix. And that's about it. That's really all that's going on. The work has just been like insane. I need a vacation, and I don't think I have one until August. I was going to take all of the Fridays in July off, but then I thought it made more sense to kind of hang on to some vacation days for when the dog comes. So I sort of canceled those, and I'm kind of regretting that right now. So anyway, that is about it. So I think for today, I may just bite the bullet and go back and rip back the sweater. But I also have a bunch of other errands that I have to run, so I don't even know if I'll get time to do that. But hopefully by next episode, I will be back to where I am now with the sweater, only with the detailing in the correct spot. So that is about everything. So this is a really short podcast for me. Anyways, I feel like I was really scattered and all over the place, and rushed through the second version. So hopefully, sorry if that's what I did. I'm brain fried today. I don't know what my deal is. But anyway, I promise I'll be better in the next episode. So thank you all very much for showing up. We've hit the 400 subscriber mark, so that's pretty awesome. So thank you for all the new and returning viewers. Thanks so much for showing up. If you liked the episode, I can't even believe I'm saying that because this feels like it was really hapdash. You can click the like button, and that helps get the word out about the podcast, and it gets in the little recommended feeds and gets people knowing about us, etc. So, and hit subscribe and the little bell if you want to know when the next episode comes up. And until then, I hope all of you have much better luck with your knitting than I have, and I will see you in a couple weeks. Happy knitting!